Hello and welcome to Spooning with Mark Wogan. You join me here at Corrigan's Mayfair in the beautiful Lindsay Rue. And I have a very special guest with me today, and I will, as ever, be challenging the food that they think they love and the food that they think they hate. And I will, of course, be spoon-feeding them blindfold. But who is my very special guest today? Well, he's an actor. He's a musician. He's a comedian. He's very, very funny. And he is Nick Helm.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
It's lovely to have you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to kick off with a beverage for you here.
Oh, right. I was looking at that. And
that
I was thinking,
is a
why
glass
haven't
of-
you given me...
No, this is for you. everything is about you and for you.
Okay, right, yeah.
Okay. We have
Hello.
the Pepsi Cherry Max
Yeah,
for you today,
Pepsi Max
sir.
Cherry. Pepsi
Sorry.
Max Cherry.
I wouldn't drink this if you paid me.
Oh,
I
okay, yeah, sure.
This might be Satan's drool,
Yeah,
this stuff, but
right,
you
okay.
seem to love it.
Never tried it.
I'm going to try it now.
Okay, right.
I'm going to have a little... Oh, I need another glass.
Do you like fizzy drinks in general?
Oh, I do.
Do you like cherry Coke?
No. Right, so...
What I got to say about it before we do it, there's different kind of vintages.
Oh, are there?
So sometimes you'll drink Pepsi Max Cherry
Yeah.
and it will taste really weak. And sometimes you'll taste it and it's really, like,
What,
just right.
do you think they just get it wrong sometimes?
Yeah, I think sometimes.
Oh, God, it smells awful.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
It doesn't... It smells like if you were like, could you do me
Lovely.
a completely synthetic version of cherry?
Well, I didn't make it. I'm not offended if
No.
you like it or not.
That's all right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But, I mean, you put it down as like, it was... When we asked favourite drink, it was number one for you.
Yeah.
Is that kind of... Is that how you start your day, with a Pepsi Max?
No, but there was a period when that was all I was drinking. And, yeah, I've got a Sainsbury's local over the road. So during the pandemic, they ran out every day, really.
But during the pandemic, we all sort of hooked into various sort of
Yeah,
habits or
But
things.
It was pasta, toilet paper, and Pepsi Max Cherry. And
Okay.
those are the three things.
It's an interesting
my
recipe,
Sainsbury's-
that.
Yeah, oh, it was delicious when you put it all
I
together.
mean, you've got plenty of fibre.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit like lasagna, but yeah, it was, yeah. So they always ran out of that. Yeah, and I think a lot of people get addicted to it. I think it's kind of, there's no sugar in it, so it's
No.
very bad for you.
Yeah. I mean,
There's no sugar in it, so you're always chasing that.
I've almost come round to it because, like, you know, for a while there it was Diet Coke and then it was Coke Zero and all that stuff. But I've almost come round to, I don't drink that much of it. I'm just going to have a Coke.
Like a red Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And then the other day, I was over at a mate's place in over near Bethnal Green, and he had a supermarket across the road that served Nigerian Coca-Cola.
Oh, right.
Right, which comes in a glass half-litre bottle.
Yeah.
It's another level of what one would describe as whizzy
Right.
after that. It's got so much more sugar in it and so much more caffeine in it.
So do you like Coke? Coke, yeah.
And everyone goes on about Mexican Coke being the good Coke.
I can't remember.
Coca-Cola, we should specify.
I can't remember whose story it was, but there was like a millionaire on a yacht, and they got they had a Diet Coke, and he was just like, "That's the best Diet Coke I've ever tasted." So they found the serial number, and then they bought like crates and crates of the serial number of that batch of Coke.
I hope
Diet
it was
Coke.
someone like Philip Green.
Oh, I think it was something like that, you know, and it was just kind of like such a bonkers thing. But you go, of course it's like that. Yeah, I mean, I've gone to drinking. I think the thing about Pepsi Max Cherry is it tastes sweet, but there's no sugar in it. So mentally you're chasing that sugar hit.
Are you a
don't
sugar
get it.
head? Would you describe yourself as a sugar head?
What I find if I drink like full fat Coke, that I don't drink loads of it. I just want a bit, and I think it's because you get the sugar.
Yeah.
So I've started drinking like non-diet drinks, and I just drink so much less.
Yeah.
That,
That's
you
the
know,
thing.
I think it evens out.
But I think the aspartame or whatever, or stevia or whatever the hell they throw in these now, it's slightly addictive.
Yeah, but they've just brought out a natural sweetener that isn't.
What, Pepsi?
Yeah, it's their thing. Like Pepsi, great. because they've always got that Coca-Cola. They're not number one, so they're kind of like, hey, we can
Do what the hell we
be
like.
a bit easy breezy.
So you prefer the underdog?
I love Pepsi.
I don't see.
I'm like Joan Crawford. I want to be the spokesperson of Pepsi.
Let's go right back to the beginning. So,
Sure.
born in 1980.
What is this?
That is cherry Coke.
Well, what was the bit at the bottom?
That was just a bit of water.
Oh, was that it? I was
No,
thinking, what are we drinking here?
Oh, did you want vodka in it?
No, I thought it was like limoncello or something. I was like, oh, right, yeah, sure.
No. It's interesting you say that, because down here
Mm.
I have Coke Zero.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, I think in terms of diet drinks, that's the best one, but that is Coke Zero Cherry,
Yeah.
right? Versus
Pepsi Max
Max
cherry.
Cherry.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
I mean, I could put a blindfold on you now, but I think it's a little too early in proceeding.
I'll look away.
Look away. I'm going to pour.
You got to put Pepsi Max in the other glass though, because
Oh, yeah.
my one's got ice in it.
Yeah.
So I will know.
Yeah.
By even the clinking, I'll know.
I know.
So yeah, make sure you do it right.
Yeah, I'm going to just put those there, right? I know which way round it is now. Okay. Are we ready? He's cleansed his palate, ready for this.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. And on the nose, which would you call it? Which way would you call it?
I would say this one is Coke and this one's Pepsi.
Okay, interesting. Mm. What a cleansed the palate in between.
That's Pepsi. That's Coke.
He's absolutely right, people. Well done.
Yeah, although I think that because I used to love cherry Coke when I was growing up, I think the diet cherry Coke normally tastes terrible. So maybe they've changed the recipe.
I mean,
that was actually quite nice.
For me, they both smell terrible. They both smell like they're bad for you.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they are bad for you. They are bad for you, yeah. I gave up drinking for 3.5 years, though.
Yeah.
And Pepsi Max Cherry was the thing that really got me through it. And so people, I mean, this is I'm just remembering this. And people would always be like, do you know how bad for you Pepsi Max Cherry is? And it was just like, yeah, I was drinking a litre of vodka a day. So do you know how bad that is? I think like I used to smoke and drink. Do you know what I mean? So now I'm drinking Pepsi Max Cherry. You know, f yourself with my. You know, these are my vices. You have your own.
Well, starting at the beginning.
Yeah.
Born in 1980.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, a child of the 80s.
Yeah, the whole of the 80s.
The whole of the 80s was you.
Yeah.
In London, in Farringdon, but you grew up
Finsbury Park.
Finsbury Park, but you grew up outside of London. Your parents moved out to Albans.
Yeah, it was about 7 or 8. Yeah, yeah.
Was it a happy childhood, nice childhood? Enjoyed it?
In London, yeah, I found the move really traumatic.
Yeah,
and I've still not got over it. I'm still, yeah.
I mean, St Albans did come up a lot in your early routines, didn't it?
Well, I've kind of got a bit about it in this show, and I kind of talk about moving from. My last show was kind of a retro show where I talked about my childhood a lot, and I talked about growing up and being a teenager, and people really liked that. And they were like, "Oh, it's nice to hear something about your life," because normally it's not, you know, it's like anecdotes and stuff like that, but I don't go too personal. And people are like, "Oh, we liked hearing about you growing up." So I kind of got stuff about my childhood again in this one a little bit. But yeah, the move was when I was 7, and we moved over a weekend. We moved on a Friday, and it was during term time. So I was at one school on the Friday, another school on the Monday. I was bullied immediately through the school gate, and I was like, this is awful. But London was brilliant. I loved it. Yeah.
But it's funny, isn't it, how a parent would never do that to a child now, whereas it was just like, I don't know, it was a different time.
I don't know. I mean, like, it was a different time, but and I do touch on this in the show, but like in the 80s, like, I think it was a rough time. you know, they're all like, I was a child, so they were like, I knew about all the school strikes and, you know, Margaret Thatcher taking everyone's milk and, you know, all of that stuff. But then I remember we used to go and ban the bomb marches, and there used to be kind of like imagery of like nuclear bombs going off everywhere. And there was America and Russia.
Terrible book, When the Wind Blows.
Oh, When the Wind Blows. And then we were reading stuff like Brother in the Land, which was about kind of like...
Did you ever sit there and work out, how do I get the door off the hinges and lean it up against the wall and cover it in pillows to protect myself against the blast?
I mean, you switch it on and you think, is this the snowman? And then you realise...
It was the same guy.
Oh, their skin is melting off. And you're like, oh, well, it's melting, you know? So, yeah, terrible.
Still a snowman, but different.
Yeah. It was like there was like a whole kind of like atmosphere of fear, I thought, growing up in the 80s, where, you know.
Because, you know, big part of what you're very open about is the mental health side of your life.
Yeah, yeah.
And how much of your early life do you think played a role in moulding you into the adult you became and then had to address?
What, like, so what's the question? Is the question, do I
think
look
your
back on it?
childhood, do you think your childhood, because in a lot of cases where people, because you've talked about being diagnosed with bipolar, diagnosed with ADHD, and in a lot of cases the ADHD is exacerbated by coping mechanisms that kids put in place because of trauma.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I was literally, as soon as I walked through the school gate, I was bullied, and then I was kind of like bullied through my whole school career up until about year 11, and then I started doing drama, and then I got into kind of like, and then that built my confidence, and then I worked in pubs, and that builds your confidence, and so kind of like that. So I guess a lot of my adult life has been unpicking kind of a lot of that trauma from being a child, but also being kind of like diagnosed really late in life with bipolar and ADHD. It's kind of like you look back on it and you kind of think, was that an ADHD thing or was that a bipolar thing? You know, it's not an excuse, but it does help you kind of like work out some of your behavior in the past. Like, you know, not a negative thing, but one of my superpowers was kind of just being able to go and do an exam without doing any revision, and kind of getting good marks, getting an A. And I rewrote my dissertation. I lost my dissertation the morning it was due in, because the IT centre had a power cut and all of my files were being saved on the temporary files. So I lost everything, and I went in to tell them, and they gave me a 24-hour extension. So I rewrote my dissertation overnight.
From memory?
Well, from memory, and it was better as well, just rewriting it, and I got a first for it. And it's just kind of like, well, that's bonkers. And every time I do Edinburgh, kind of, or when I do stand-up, it's kind of like I have an inability to prepare for it until maybe 10 minutes before I go on stage, and I do it, and it's always fine. It's fine.
When I heard you talk about that, I was like, really? That? Yeah. So, I mean, it's sort of, you know, if you were going to describe it now, you say you wing it every single time, but it's not really, because it's all, the way you describe it is it's all there. Yeah. But you kind of do one or two shows to work out the pattern for you. Yeah. And then you can go and do it. Whereas, you know, we have a mutual acquaintance in Jimmy Carr.
Yeah, and he's completely different.
And he's very regimented about it.
Oh, well, I mean, I heard, and this is years ago, but I heard the way he works was that he'll do a tour, and by the time he's finished that tour, he's immediately ready for the next tour, because he's written all his stuff and he's learnt it all, and it's like that. And it's great. And you know, you look around at I was looking at a comedian before I went on stage, and she had a tiny little notepad, and she was writing in the notepad with tiny little writing with her pen, and then she closed her book, put it in her pocket, and she went on stage, and it's just like, how the f is that useful? You know, I couldn't work it. You know, like, why are you putting in commas and full stops and writing in full sentences? How are you writing that, putting it in your pocket and going on and doing it? And so everyone's got a different way of working. And for years, I looked at other people and I was just like, I wish I worked like that, and I wish I did that. And you know, and you kind of like look around and you kind of like go, you know, you look at what you do as a failure, and you look at what other people do as a success, and you kind of like go, right, God, I wish I could nail it like that. But then you kind of go, no, that's just me and that's how I work. And rather than try and avoid it, you kind of lean into it and go, I have kind of faith in the process.
But that unique approach that you have, I mean, it is unique.
Well, it's
you wouldn't. I mean, how many other comics do you know who are like they booked the tour and they don't know what they're doing until they're 2 shows in?
Well, I don't know anyone else that works like that. The tour isn't like that. I mean, the last tour was just in late March, and no, mid-March, and in mid-February, I went through a breakup, and I got diagnosed with bipolar, and I started the new meds, and I didn't have any time to process any of it, and then literally. The meds kicked in after 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later I was on tour. But
you've talked about when those meds kicked in, you suddenly discovered what happy was.
Yeah,
it's like all the kind of noise got out of the way for the first time in your life.
I mean, I get, I've had happiness. I've been happy, but it's always been kind of like under this immense shroud of being not just sad or like a bit down, just sort of like this huge weight, and even on the lighter moments it's always there.
Well, I mean, I've also, I mean, I've suffered with addiction and with depression and anxiety as well, and it's like that thing of, for me, I always said when I'm in that space, it's like I can acknowledge all those things are happening to me, but I don't feel them. Yeah. It's like they're through a plate glass window.
What, like good times?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just not completely present because my head doesn't stop.
I have such a low opinion of myself that I just always assume that I'm not welcome and I can't do. It's like debilitating.
But do you not have that thing of like, I suppose it's like when I've got a guest coming on, I will. We'll do the research and I'll look at videos and I look back at your kind of body of work and the range and the variety and kind of, the ability of where you're able to take things, and you sort of go, but it's also that thing of that lack of self-worth is what drives you to keep challenging yourself in a funny sort of way as well. Because it's like, the songwriting, which is brilliant. And I mean, that kind of hilarious ongoing thing with Susie Dent, on 8 out of 10. I mean, some of those songs.
Yeah.
But then also like, and how much you've changed as a stand-up as well.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because when you first started, it was, you went out and aggressively told one-liners. It was sort of...
Yeah, medium one-liners. With maximum celebration after a show,
But I mean, they're funny though. I mean, you look at it was like, it's almost like a sort of really aggressive version of Tim Vine.
Yeah, sure, all right, yeah, yeah. Well, I'd always do like 5 one-liners at the beginning, but I did that on my very first gig. It was interesting, yeah.
But you came to it like a lot of people. You sort of. I love that story. It was like, I got to this point in my life, I didn't know what I was going to do. And I wrote down a list of things that I wanted to be, which included astronaut.
And cowboy.
Yeah. And you chose stand-up comedy.
Yeah, well, I didn't. It chose me.
It found you.
Yeah. Well, on that list of stuff, it was like kind of like, what can I do tonight?
Yeah.
And like, I want to write a book. But I can't do that tonight, right? I can't write a whole book tonight.
But that is so the ADHD mentality, I think, where it's like, I need it now and I need it immediately and I need it to work.
It's also tied in with addiction, because you're constantly looking for something. Addiction.
You're a chronic pleasure seeker at heart.
Yeah, well, addiction's kind of like something where you want you're in a place and you want it to change immediately, and so you will do the comforting thing that makes you think of something else for that bit. Also, the Pepsi Max Cherry.
Yeah.
I gave up smoking and drinking, and then it was just like, what's your new focus? And then also during the pandemic, I was making picture frames, like religiously, and I'd do it all night. Like instead of drinking all night, I'd make picture frames, and it was just really relaxed. Do I make picture frames now? No, but I got really good at it during the pandemic.
But that thing is like, I find for me, I'm never more at peace than when I'm doing something with my hands.
Yeah,
it just shuts the noise down. So I make beads.
Oh, right, yeah.
I mean, almost like someone on a ward.
And they're beautiful.
Thank you. I mean, you can have these when we go if you like. I mean, do you
No, I want
like
them.
beads?
No,
I mean, I'm making so many of just have them.
yeah, I love them. Yeah, yeah.
But
Thank you.
but that thing of, and my wife laughs at me because I do look like a head case
Oh, yeah.
because I'm sitting there on the sofa. I've got a little tray,
Yeah,
got all my beads. I've decided the combination.
yeah,
A head torch because I've got 55-year-old eyes, so I
Yeah.
can't see as well. And I sit there just threading, and that's fine. And that's and everything just disappears.
yeah. I mean, I did. I had a picture that you put like rhinestones on to make the picture,
Yeah.
and that was like a week-long project. And it's so good, isn't it? You just get lost in it, and you
Yeah.
kind of great.
But and arguably much better for you than a litre of vodka.
Yeah,
Which was the other option
yeah.
prior
yeah,
to that.
Yeah,
But I think it's that thing of you use the word superpower,
yeah,
and it is those moments. I think as you get older and you learn to navigate that side of you better,
yeah,
you realise when you're in that place, which is sort of like, and you enjoy it rather than kind of squandering it or whatever. It's like you kind of, I've gone into that mode now and I feel okay and I can move around.
yeah.
But the other side of it is where you're there just staring at the sky, unable to kind of form a thought, or you're just caught in the fog. You talked about post-pandemic kind of having to go back to stand-up and hating the idea of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because although it was what gave you the career you had,
Yeah,
that you were like, I don't want to do that.
yeah. Because every gig was being complete. I mean, if you have a gig every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then every day is kind of like you get used to it. But if you have a week off, then a gig on Thursday and then a gig next Thursday, then you've got all of that week to build it up. And in the day, I was kind of like, if I had a gig at 9 o'clock in the evening, I just wouldn't be able to do anything all day, just completely paralyzed with kind of like dread and fear. And then I'd get to the gig and it would be 5 minutes before the gig and I'd be in a meltdown. And then I would be absolutely in panic mode until they said my name. And I'd go on stage and it was fine. And it was good and I was funny and the audience liked it. And then I'd come off stage and I'd feel absolutely relieved because it was the longest it would be before I had to get on stage again. And it's the it's the ADHD. It's like needing to be in panic mode in order to get anything done. And although I loved the reaction when I was on stage and I loved kind of like being on stage, everything around it was an absolute nightmare. And so when I had the opportunity of doing telly and sitcoms and stuff like that, it was kind of like, why would you, like, stand-up is door-to-door sales. Do you know what I mean? You have to go to the place and do it, and TV kind of gets up to a wide audience without you really traveling. And so when all the TV stuff happened, it was just like, oh, brilliant, I'll do this now. And then when the pandemic happened, I lost a lot of my work, and it was just like, well, what do I do? And it's just like, well, you're a stand-up comedian, and if this is your job, you might as well fucking learn to enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? So I just trained myself to enjoy it, and it was just sort of like have less to remember.
Do you think the TV stuff was easier because it was more tangible in a sense that, like, with Uncle, which was fantastic, playing the character of Andy, it's there, you can see the work rather than, having to viscerally experience it in front of a live audience.
Yeah. Well, I'm more than stand-up. I sort of fell into stand-up by, not by accident, but it was kind of like, like you said, I didn't know what to do, but I was already writing plays, I was already acting, I was already directing plays, I was taking them up to Edinburgh, I was funding it all off of like bar work and office work, and I was doing that already. And when I found stand-up, it was like, this is, some aspects of it are a lot more difficult, but some aspects are so much easier than spending a year writing a play and directing it and rehearsing it and working with other people. All you need to do is turn up to the venue. You don't even have to get an audience. The audience is there. Turn up for the venue, do your thing. You're writing and directing and performing. Everything that I wanted out of that, I got from that.
But I like, but how you came to stand-up is you went and you did a course.
Yeah.
And at the end of the first day...
Well, it was a one-day course.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
But at the end of it,
Change that bit. At the end of the first day, they said you should go on stage.
yeah, it was a 9-year course, and on day one they said you don't need this. Save a decade.
But they sent you downstairs, didn't they?
Well, they gave me the number for downstairs at the King's Head, and yeah, and I phoned up, and then I did my first gig in. I wrote a play that got 1 star in Edinburgh in August.
I love this.
And then I did my. But it got 1 star. Yeah, it got 1 star in the paper, and it was like, oh, I spent like 7 years writing this thing. It was like, oh, and then it turned out that online it was 2 stars, but there was a printing error in the paper. But I will always say that no one goes to see a 2-star show,
No.
but they do go and see a 1-star show. So we sold out, and it was just like, and we won them over, and it was just a brilliant experience. But on the September, I did my first gig, and I was just like, oh, this is fine. I was writing jokes on the bus there. I was saying stuff spontaneously on stage. I was getting reactions immediately, you know, and it was just kind of like, oh, you don't, not that you don't have to do that stuff, but I get everything that I want out of stand-up and do it then. But again, you know, when I first came out, I was really friendly and upbeat and like, whoa, hello guys. And
That changed.
But it's trial and error.
But that's what I love, because that is, I always loved it, but it's such an audience splitting thing, because you will attack.
Yeah.
Or you used to attack the
I
audience.
still do, but like they're in on the joke now.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of like trying to be like method about it and be like, no, this is you know, or being an enigma, you know, and coming out and kind of like, oh, who is this guy? And I kind of wanted that mythology. And I think someone came up to me in the courtyard in the Pleasance in Edinburgh, and they said to me, I don't want to know that you're not like that. I want to know. So I always try to keep it kind of like a thing. But, you know, it was so angry at some point and under the veil of kind of like struggling. So I was just like...
I mean, some of the performances, it's like whatever you were struggling with, you were sort of taking it out on the audience.
Well, I sort of started channeling, but I got it all out on stage, you know. But also, I don't know any of the audience members. None of it. It's the same thing every night. Do you know what I mean? It's like it gets to a point where it's written, and so you're doing the same show, but you're making it feel spontaneous. So nothing about it's personal, and it's all just silly.
Yeah.
Like the idea is that I've been booked to entertain the room, and I hate them.
But have you noticed a shift in comedy? I think it went around about sort of 20, maybe because you were doing a lot of more acting and a lot more sitcoms and that kind of thing, and maybe less stand-up. But other comics I know, that sort of 2017 to 2019, it became difficult to do some types of comedy because everyone got a bit sensitive.
Well, I think there's just a difference in, you know, who's the target of the joke. You know, there are some things that I don't... I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I don't joke about. I shout and I swear, but I'm not really doing anything controversial. So, I mean...
Or if it is controversial, it's about yourself.
I'm the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
When I'm shouting at the audience, I'm the butt of the joke. I'm unprofessional. I'm doing my job badly. I'm coming out here going, here's a night of entertainment, and I'm f***ing up. And I'm taking it out on the audience, which is basically day one of comedy course. Don't do that, Nick. You know, so it's kind of like that's my take on it. But I've never thought I'm the comedian. I'm a comedian, and it's kind of like, and this is what I do. That's different from what everyone else does. Yeah.
Now, you have done food shows.
I did my own.
Eat Your Heart Out, which you had some legends on. Bob Mortimer. You had a pork chop with Bob Mortimer.
I did, yeah.
But I mean, food. How important is food to you? Less
so now. I think that it was a coping mechanism. But like cooking and everything. I loved cooking. I've got a really rubbish kitchen now, so I don't do so much cooking. But I'm good at cooking. I love it. I was really good at home economics at school, and I used to cook my family dinner because my mum and dad worked. So I used to cook dinner. And I kind of like learned flavors, and I was just always cooking. And
But
for me, it was like a love thing.
But Mum was a good cook. Dad was a good cook. Who was a good cook?
Dad's not a good cook. My mum doesn't like cooking.
That can be a barrier.
So it's not like it was. It's not like that they didn't starve us or anything like that. But I was better at cooking, and I think they all knew it. And then a lot of the work, I'm not like saying I was a slave, but like
Get in the kitchen.
3 meals a day. But I did cook quite a lot, but like as an adult, one of my favourite things to do was like for birthdays and stuff like that, is make a banquet for my friends. And
here, what I do have, and I suspect this is an on the road thing for you.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't able to find your favourite brand.
Oh right, yeah.
But I do have ramen in a pot.
Sure, all right.
Now, my son says this is very good.
Okay.
I'm a bit of a snob. I wouldn't eat this.
Okay.
But you
got water?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
Just put it in your mouth till it.
Well, on hard times you can gnaw on a cake of noodles.
I've got some hot water there. I'm going to pour that out.
Okay.
I think that's the fill line there, isn't it? And then by all accounts, what you do is you just pop the lid back on for a bit. Yeah. So we'll just let those stew. Now, you've got your new tour, No One Gets Out Alive.
Yeah, that's right.
You've sort of come back to a more challenging title.
I thought it was a bit of fun, but yeah, it's...
Well, you were Super Good Fun Time show before.
Yeah.
And now it's like, no, you're not getting out alive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can take that phrase in any way you want, can't you? It could be a negative or it could be a positive.
And will it change on any given day? I mean, how much of the show...
Well, some days I won't get everyone.
No.
Some people will get out.
Yeah, some people will.
But like when I'm really thorough, no one gets
out alive.
Yeah.
But that thing of, you do a multi-date tour, right? And I've heard other comics talk about this, where it's flowing, and then something shifts in the sort of socio-political psyche, and suddenly that joke isn't working anymore.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like Ed Byrne talked about, he was doing a part of his show, and he changed one word, and the joke stopped landing. I mean, how much of that are you attuned to and noticing when you're doing the tours?
Well, I mean, Ed Byrne writes his stuff completely different from me, and I kind of like use my material as a vehicle for my act, which is aggressively having a go at the audience. Like I say, they're in on the joke a lot more now. So what I do is I always sign stuff at the end of every show. Mm-hmm. So I'll go out at the end of the show and I've got a load of merchandise, and from every kind of price bracket, from £1 to £30. And
what's for £1?
A badge.
Okay.
And then for £30 there's an album, or no, I think a T-shirt.
Is this going to be the new? Have you finished the new album? Is the new album finished?
The new album is. I'm 2 songs away from finishing it.
Okay. What? You've got to write them or record them?
I've got to finish the lyrics on them and then record them this week. But yeah, I had finished it a couple of weeks ago, but then I had 3 rollover songs, and because we're mixing at the moment, if I get them finished within a time bracket, they'll go on it.
Because not a lot of people, or maybe they did, or maybe they didn't realise that the music in Uncle was you.
Yeah.
You wrote those.
Yeah, but I think people assume that I wrote the entire thing, which is not the case. They brought me on after the pilot. I just worked with Baby Cow, and then Baby Cow got this pilot script in, and Henry Normal, who's like my comedy dad, he was like, Nick's good for this, and they brought me in and I met him and I did it, and it was about an out of work actor. And then they said, well, Henry said, like, if you make him a musician, Nick can write songs for everyone. And I loved that, and it was really good because they give you like it's got to be 90 seconds long. We want a song called No Survivors, and I think it was kind of like like they wanted a Carole King kind of song. And then I was kind of like, I think that I would rather do kind of like a Bryan Adams, Bon Jovi kind of ballad.
Well, you are more indie rock.
Well, I do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like took it that way. But so you would have like quite a rigid kind of set of things that you had to stick to, and there'd be a bit of leeway, but that actual rigidity to it meant that you could be a lot more creative in that space. Whereas if it's just me writing a song, it could be about anything, and so you're just there going, oh, what do I write a song about? But with Uncle, it was just like, this is it, it's got to go in here. And I think there's one song that doesn't contribute anything to the series, to anything. But all the other songs were character-based or plot-based. And at the end of the song, there'd be a change. Do you know what I mean? The songs would progress the episodes. And the only one that I don't really like didn't do that. And I just didn't see the point of that song.
But it was such a good... You had 3 series of that.
Yeah.
It was such a good sitcom.
Yeah.
Why did it stop?
Ollie and Lila, who wrote it, were just like... I think the budget for the series really got in the way of...
What, because there wasn't one?
There wasn't one, you know. I don't think anyone made any money out of it. It was just really loved, you know, and so Ollie and Lila were kind of like, I think they needed a break, but they were just like, we'll do 3 series and we're out. And I just always found that absolutely crazy because he was 15 when we finished, and then he was going to be 16, so he got all of that stuff. Then he was going to be 18, and then he was going to go to uni.
That's the bit that I picked up, and I thought it would have in terms of their relationship, it would have been so good to see him, you know, go into manhood.
It wasn't about a little boy. It was about an uncle and a nephew, and that relationship is... And I thought that, you know, like with Only Fools and Horses, their relationship evolved over years, and Rodney grew up, you know. And they got jobs, and you know, they had babies and stuff happened, you know. And I just thought we could have gone kind of that route. I respect their decision, but I also thought we're building up momentum as well. And I thought it was getting better.
You always bring it back.
Yeah, I mean, I tried. We had a 10-year anniversary 2 years ago when I went all in and was just like, let's get it done. And you know, it didn't go anywhere. So I really love it. I'm really proud of it. I was annoyed that we ended it early, but. That's it, really. You know, if anything else happened with it, I would absolutely do it.
But first off, it's the tour.
Yeah.
And a lot of comics talk about when you are traveling around the country, the difficulty in finding a half decent meal. So a lot of service stations. Yeah. You see a coach brasserie like a sort of, you know, oasis.
Well, not even that. A spa at midnight would be. I can't eat before I go on stage.
Yeah.
So it slows you down, makes me feel sluggish, makes me feel full and uncomfortable, and so can't eat before you go on stage. So, and then I do signing. That's what I was going to say about the signing. You do the signing afterwards, and then you meet everyone. And if you have a quiet gig in Exeter, and then you leave the venue, you think, I just died on my arse in Exeter. But if you meet them afterwards. They queue up and you meet them all. They don't have to buy anything. You just sign stuff or have a photo with them. And you meet them all afterwards. And, you know, you realise that you didn't die on your arse and that they're just different people. I think that's a really valuable thing for me. It's a learning curve that you kind of like go, I'm not going to be scared of the audience, and I'm not going to just assume that because they're a bit quiet that they're not enjoying it. Everyone's just different and rooms are different. But with eating on the road,
eating on the road is this a staple, this kind of stuff?
No, I've never eaten one of these before in my life.
Well, no, but this kind of stuff, like, you know, noodles in a pot.
No,
or a packet.
No, I'd get a packet.
Yeah.
What I would do is, if I was at home with the noodles, I'd get a packet, and then I'd do it in like a wok, and I would cook the noodles, and I'd put in vegetables and salmon and cheese.
You see now. You know, everybody who comes on fills out the questionnaire.
Yeah.
When you filled out the questionnaire, I have to take umbrage with you about this. There was no inclination in that you were a cook.
Oh right, yeah. Well, no, I am. So I had.
You let nothing out the bag that, you know, I love food and, you know.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love cooking it. I like. What the weird thing is, I would make these banquets. I'd cook for everyone, but I wouldn't eat any of it because by the time you finish cooking,
that is always the cook's
like
curse. That's
Christmas
the cook's
dinner,
curse.
isn't it? Yeah,
it's the cook's curse.
Yeah,
it's like you cook it all, you don't want to eat it.
Yeah.
Well, because part of food is the visual surprise, then the tasting surprise,
Yeah.
and then generally getting involved.
And by the time it's on the table, I've licked my fingers so much.
You know what it tastes
full.
like, you know what it
Yeah,
looks like. There's
absolutely.
nothing to entice you in other than maybe rampant hunger, but because you've been tasting, that's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I rarely eat what I cook.
But I don't tend to. I like the samyang noodles, so I've never had these before. But when you're up in Edinburgh, there's a student shop at the Pleasance, and they sell all the noodles. So,
All the noodles.
So, but the thing about ramen noodles is you can put cheese in it, and it's incredible. I put the vegan cheese slices in because it melts like completely. It's not like dairy where it's a bit claggy. Just turns into like this velvet sauce.
Like a clam.
Brilliant. But when you're in Edinburgh and they got like these pot noodle things. But when you're out and about on the road and you can't put cheese in it, what you do is you put a packet of Wotsits in and they melt, and then you've got a cheesy ramen dish.
If only we had some Wotsits now, I could watch you eat that.
Oh, it would be delicious. You'd eat it and you'd be like, do you know what? I'm going to put that on the menu.
I'm having that.
Wotsits and pot noodle. Yeah, I'm not a pot noodle guy. I like samyang.
Samyang noodles, but you know in the course of this conversation, it has transpired that you are actually a cook and somebody who enjoys cooking, because what is that horrible?
Not horrible, yeah.
I got these because I thought this is what you ate, you know, on the road guy, in a Premier Inn with the kettle for one.
Dunk it in, because I got one with no broth. It was just
Oh, man.
plain noodles.
That has nothing going for it at all.
Oh, I don't want to be like, I'm going to spit that out, but I don't want to eat it.
Well, spit it out then. It's disgusting. I'm spitting it out as well. Revolting.
Don't judge me based on that.
No, I take that back. That is absolute.
Come around my
They're
house.
never going to sponsor this podcast now.
Come around my house and I'll make you some triple heat ramen noodles. That is absolutely
That is
gross.
rank, isn't it?
Yeah.
Horrible.
I've got it all over this nice table as well.
Oh,
What was wrong with that, do you think?
everything.
The texture was gross.
I think the texture was gross. It had
no flavour.
Insipid flavour, and it's claiming chili chicken ramen flavour.
Yeah.
On what planet? I've
literally got it all over. It's that was really horrible. I wasn't expecting
I
that.
wasn't expecting it to be that bad either. You didn't warn me enough.
No.
And it has come to that time, Nick. I have a fetching blindfold for you here.
Oh right, it looks like a bikini top.
Yes, I mean you could wear it like that, but not now. I need you to wear it over your eyes.
Oh right,
now.
because I normally taste with my nipples, so right.
Well, I think everyone would like to see that, but another time.
Am I doing it now?
Yes, I am going to feed you the first spoon now.
Right.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We've got the eggs out of the way, right?
Yeah. No, the eggs are gone.
Right. So I'm not.
There's no eggs. There's no eggs. I'm not going to egg you. All right.
You're not just saying that. And
I am
you're
not
going to go
just
like
saying that. This is a trust exercise. The whole thing about this, Nick, is I am going to feed you stuff that I think is delicious, that is not egg-based, because I know you hate eggs. But this is your first mouthful. Open wide.
Oh.
Come on, be a big.
Okay. Watch the moustache.
Yeah.
It's
Lean forward.
It's a food
Lean
trap.
forward a little. Lean forward a little. There we go. Are you ready? There we go. Take that.
What are you doing? Why didn't I didn't get it all.
No, yeah. Do you want it all?
Yeah. Why
There we
not?
go. There we go. There we go. What are the flavours? What are the textures? What have you got there?
Tastes like Mediterranean roast vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Red onion?
No. Take the blindfold off. You're close. You're very close.
Peppers?
Because no, you were very specific about onions, right?
Mm.
And sometimes people aren't brave enough to serve just an onion.
Mm.
All right. That is a maple roasted in time onion.
Well, it tastes like roasted peppers as well. That's delicious. Yeah.
Because, as you say, you love onions because they're so versatile, and you can do a lot with an onion.
Mm.
But like, it took me years to get my wife to eat a whole onion.
Right.
Not that like I was tying her to a chair and go, eat the onion.
And that's how you test if they're a good wife, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Well, she eats a whole onion. But no, roasted ones. Cooked onions, whole. She's like, no, it's disgusting. It was a bit of a phobia for her.
No, and you put them in foil and you put them on the barbecue. And
delicious.
And we used to even like spring onions. You know, if you wrap them in, my parents had like a fire, like a stove, and you'd wrap them in foil and you put them on top of the stove, and then an hour later you'd get them out and they were just like perfect, soft, sweet, just brilliant. Yeah, onions are fantastic. That is absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I mean the other spoon is yours. You can have more onion.
I wouldn't eat a whole onion, not like your wife.
Yeah,
I wouldn't eat a whole onion, but
half like that.
You could chop it up and serve that as kind of like a garnish or a side dish.
See, I like that with like a half a roasted onion like that in the maple and the fresh thyme and all that kind of stuff.
So what do you mean maple?
Maple syrup.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And then just with a steak next to just a beautiful ribeye steak.
I mean, maybe I have had something that's a bit like that. Yeah. No, that's fantastic. Have you tried that?
Yeah, I've eaten that. Yeah. I know that well. That's one of mine.
Is that like a dish that you normally make?
Yeah, that would be, for me, that would be the perfect accompaniment to roasted red meats of any sort.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah. But thank you. Well, I'm glad. You see, it was worth putting the blindfold on that.
Oh, it was, yeah. It's weird. I thought my dad makes these Mediterranean vegetable skewers.
Yeah.
Which is just a bit of courgette and a pepper and an onion, and then a courgette, a pepper and an onion, and then
repeat
courgette, pepper and an onion, and that's your skewer fill. But it did taste a bit like that. But yeah, it's brilliant. The sweetness and the texture tasted like, a roasted red pepper or a roasted green pepper. So I thought it was a combo. But yeah, brilliant.
Just straight on.
It's great.
Now, would you say you see yourself as just in general a performer, primarily an actor, primarily a comic, primarily a musician? How do you see yourself?
I'm a stand-up comedian.
You're a stand-up comedian.
I'm a stand-up comedian currently because that's my job, But when I'm acting, I'm an actor. And so, I go wherever. I'm interested in being creative, being artistic, put myself out there and doing stuff, and at the moment I kind of fell into stand-up comedy, so that's what I do, and I love it, but I am also open to doing other things. So stand-up comedy is an aspect. Well,
recently we've seen you as an ostrich.
Oh well, I was Ostrich Man in Eastenders, the kleptomaniac marathon runner who stole a ring off of Billy Mitchell, and he's still out there at large. I keep saying, if you ever want Ostrich Man to return to the square, he'll be back in a heartbeat.
What was that like as an experience? Because we all see the square.
Yeah.
But working with Perry Fenwick and and being,
he's lovely.
Yeah.
He was lovely, absolute legend. I got an offer for it. They just phoned me up and they said, "Do you want to do a one day on EastEnders?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And then they were like, "You're going to be on there with Perry," and it's like, well, he's a legacy kind of character. It's like, well, that's great. And then Martin Treneman's going to be in it playing the policeman, and I worked with him on Uncle, and there were a couple of moments where I just couldn't stop laughing. I broke up, and most of them were Martin. He wasn't there for long. He played my landlord, so a lot of our scenes were over each other's shoulders in a doorway. And whenever it's on him, you can see my shoulders like just shake because he was just so funny. So there was that opportunity, and I was just like, absolutely, I'll do that. And you spend a day there, and everyone's like, it's super quick. But I mean, I was there a whole day for like one scene. And I got my line wrong as well, and it ended up in the actual, I added a but or something into one of my sentences, and I, like by accident. And then I did other takes, but they used the one where I got my line wrong, and I was like, that's interesting. That's interesting that you did that.
Who's paying attention?
Yeah. But it was brilliant.
But it's quite quick, isn't it?
It wasn't that quick. I mean, it was literally all day. I mean, I was there all morning waiting. And then Perry came in with Martin and we ran our lines because he's literally going from one scene to the next scene. It was on Uncle. I was in every scene almost. And I was in there all day, every day. And then you're literally just constantly going from one scene, learning your lines for the next scene. And like, but Harry does that all year long. He came in, we ran it, and then we got in the back of this police car and did it. And it was just brilliant. It was an amazing experience. And we weren't actually filming on Albert Square. And so at the end of it, I asked the runner, can you just take me to Albert Square? And I went around it and I took loads of photos. You're not allowed to post the photos, but I took loads of photos. And I saw the Queen. And it's amazing because you're in the telly. Do you know what I mean? You're just like, oh my God, I can. And they were filming around the corner, so I wasn't allowed to go too far in. But like, yeah, you got to walk around you sort of went past the juice bar or whatever that is, and the cafe and the pub, and it's all there. And it's amazing. It's just, the whole experience was incredible. And I got to talk to Colin Salmon in the waiting area, and he was really nice. It was just brilliant. The whole thing was great, yeah.
But if they offered it to you, would you take a full-time role?
What, in EastEnders?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it depends. Yeah, I mean,
as Ostrich Man, or would you prefer something with a bit more depth?
In universe, I've already been established as Ostrich Man. I think there is depth to be mined from Ostrich Man. I mean, he is a kleptomaniac. Where did that come from?
Yeah.
When did he? What was his first thing that he stole? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get inside his head.
We can watch his kleptomania progress.
Yeah, progress. You know,
Yeah.
I always say he could steal the Queen Vic. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's great. I love acting. I just think that when I was on Encore, I had a very difficult experience learning the lines because of the ADHD thing. So I'd learn them in panic mode when I was kind of just about to do it.
Time for your second and final spoon. I will unveil it here.
Okay. And it's not eggs.
It's not eggs. It's not eggs. Open wide. Here we go. What have we got there, my friend?
Is it risotto?
It is.
Oh.
Yes.
Saffron.
Yes. Well spotted.
Saffron risotto?
Yes. I mean, you said you hated saffron.
Yeah.
And you still do?
It's got the ability, I mean, it does taste horrible. I mean, it's beautiful when you see it and the colours, absolutely incredible. But I find the taste is overbearing and unpleasant. But that was really nice. It was subtle.
So you don't get. You can take the blindfold off now. You don't have to take blindfolded for this bit.
Oh wow! Look at that. It looks like mac and cheese.
Yeah, or scrambled egg. No, but but that thing of saffron is like similar to fresh coriander. Is it reacts very differently with different people depending on their genetics almost.
Oh right, yeah. So I love coriander.
Yeah. But to 10% of the population tastes like soap, right? And it's the same with this. Some people it will taste like sort of hay on a summer's day,
In a good way.
Yeah. Some people, that kind of aroma of, freshly cut hay or whatever.
Horse. Yeah.
Maybe not that bit. I mean, maybe to you that bit. And then to others, it will have honey notes to it and all that. And some people, it's just like, that tastes horrible. And it is a divisive spice.
Saffron.
Yeah.
Did I put turmeric down there as well?
You did.
Yeah. Yeah. I think turmeric tastes disgusting as well. I think,
it's terrible to get out of your clothes.
How much saffron do you need in order to? It's very little.
It's a pinch. Like if you're talking about the actual stamens, the actual flower stamens, it is literally like 5 or 6 fronds in enough risotto for 2 or 3 people.
Right. Yeah.
And it will give it that yellow colour or whatever. But there's also,
and you can overdo it though, right?
Yeah.
Do you like the flavour of saffron?
Yeah, I like the aroma that it gives. I like that kind of earthy, sort of rounded, subtle boldness. But for
That's
some
sort
people,
of delicacy.
Yeah, but some people it isn't. It just doesn't land. But it was interesting. What interesting is that a lot of people, when blindfolded, wouldn't be able to tell that's what that was.
Oh,
so
right.
you obviously do have a very good palate.
Well, I just think there's an undercurrent of saffron in there, but it's not too heavy-handed. And actually, there's cheese in that, right?
Oh yeah,
So it tastes like
and
cheese.
butter.
You've got all these
And
other,
onions.
you've got these other flavors that complement the saffron.
But do you know what else is in there?
Eggs.
No. I made that with a Knorr chicken stock.
I could taste that as well. Tastes delicious and meaty, just like Knorr chicken. You lick the lid like a yogurt, right? Oh, it's delicious. Yeah, you can taste that in there.
Well, I wish you an enormous amount of success on this tour.
Thank
and
you.
hopefully maybe some...
You'd be a psychopath if you didn't.
Yeah. No, exactly. Hope it goes really badly. Have a terrible tour. Thanks for coming on.
It's literally, it's the least you could say. No, thank you. Thank you very much.
So if people want tickets, they go to
nick-helm.co.uk.
nick-helm.co.uk.
Yeah.
First gig is on the 12th of September at Swindon
In
the Arts Centre
Yeah.
in Swindon. That is all for this week. Thank you very much, Nick, for being a fabulous guest.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And of course, I do genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, or the heart of my bottom, every success with the tour.
Oh, thank you.
If you like what we're doing here, you can find us at Spooning with Mark Wogan across all your social media channels. And we are on the Virgin YouTube channel if you wish to see us in glorious Technicolor. Big thanks to the team here at Corrigan's Mayfair for the use of the beautiful Lindsay room. And until next week, stay beautiful.